Number one requested video, how to tie your belt, and I figured I'll talk a little bit more about the uniform. Okay, so real quick first, wearing a t-shirt or undergarment under dobak is your preference, but for women, young ladies, adult women, not an option. Sports bra is not adequate enough. You have to wear at least a t-shirt, dry fit, singlet would be fine too if that's what you want to do. Okay, so a lot of these uniforms have these ties. If you choose to use them, and I'll talk about whether you should choose to use them or not in a minute. If you choose to use them, they don't tie like this, right? Outside goes to inside, inside goes to outside. Which side goes over? Always the right side flops first, left side goes over top. If you choose to use the ties, it's just a simple bow, the way you would tie your shoes. To the other side, same thing. Simple bow, the way you would tie your shoes. Okay. Now, for me, I don't like using them because they're going to get ripped off. They're going to get torn off. So, what's the point of using them? We do a lot of throws and chokes, things like that with our uniform. So, it's not strong enough to support it. So to be honest with you, you don't need to use them, or you could just cut them off to begin with. That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you choose not to use them, just one folds first, then second. Okay. This angle will change throughout training, but just for right now, we'll just hold it here. So you take the belt. If you don't tie, then you have to hold it in place, and then you're going to wrap the belt around you. Okay. Because the uniform is going to keep coming undone, I'm going to go ahead and tie it just for the sake of this video. Okay. Now the belt. There's a top, a bottom, an inside, and an outside. This is the top. Here's the bottom. See how it folds in on itself? That goes towards the bottom. It's a rounded top. Goes towards the top. What do you know? My belt is pretty clear what the outside is. World Hapkido Association on the logo for that. The other side, my name. It'd be rather silly to have it go this way. If you're not sure, a lot of times there is a logo or something along those lines. For most belts, this goes towards the outside. Excuse me. Okay. Now there's a few different ways you can tie your belt. I'm going to show you the easiest way and then the fastest way. Okay. So you're going to figure out the top and the inside. You're going to take the right end of that belt. Place it on your right side, somewhere around there. This is just a hair below my belly button. I'm going to wrap around. So now I'm overlapping here. Wrap all the way around, I'm still overlapping. Wrap around 2 times while I just hold it in place. Okay. This end can be pulled out. Now the wrap that's on top, this will wrap around and through both layers. Sometimes I see some people do this. Wrap it around both. This is the way we want to go. Now I can just cinch that a little bit. Now I can take a break. Whew, that was tough. Okay. So this is a good resting place. Let's watch that little bit again. Grab the right edge of the belt. Place it here over the hip, just below the belly button. I'm going to wrap around. Here's how I don't lose the belt. Place that bit here. I pass Wrap around 1, 2. This bit that's on top, this gets wrapped around both. I'm going to tie a little overhand knot. Now what I want to do from here is I want to measure the length here. The top layer, that's the side that's on top, this should be just a tiny bit longer. If it's like this, you need to adjust your belt. If it's like this, you need to adjust your belt. And you can do that by rotating this way and sliding the knot over. So now obviously that's way off, so I need to slide it this way. You can just adjust your knot. With practice, this should not take that much adjustment. So that's still a bit too long. Just so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a good length right there, where it's just a little bit longer. Okay. Now this is the top layer. This is the bottom layer. To complete the knot, I flip this over. If I tie like this, I'll get a rather unusual knot. It's okay. Won't be super tight. Okay, so instead I want to flip this over, cross the top layer over top of the bottom layer, and I could either reach through the hole and pull it through, or I can just fish it through. Basically, I'm making a square knot right here, and I pull that tight. And these layers will drape over this way. So sometimes you see belts that go this way, or belts that go this way, or this way. They should drape. This is a proper knot. When I complete, the lengths of the ends should be equal. Sometimes you see this, sometimes you see this. This is no good, right? Martial arts, one of the things we preach, particularly in Hapkido, is about balance. Just like the Korean flag with Taeguk, this is balance. That's a whole nother lesson to itself, but all of this represents balance. Okay? So I won't get too far into the details of, you know, symbolism, this side versus that side, but let's just think in terms of balance for today. Okay, so again, that's just a square knot at the end. Once we get to this point, flip it over, cross, and slide through, or put your hand through and pull. A quick note, on new belts, this is obviously not a new belt. It's gotten some mileage out of it. Okay. On new belts, once I flip this over and I cross this over and I pass this through, they're very stiff, very rigid. So at this point, what I like to do is I like to add a twist this way and a twist this way. So there's a twist going through the knot. Can you see right here? Now my belt's pretty well worn and I don't need to do that and it won't come untied. But if I add that twist, it makes it more secure. I can pull it nice and tight that way. That way the belt won't come untied periodically or frequently throughout training. Frequently if it's a very new belt. Okay. You can always tell the people who get a lot of practice by the way their belt looks. And there's a little bit of a historical lesson behind that we'll save for another day. Alright, that's the easy way. Now here's the fast way. Find the center of your D. That's the center. Okay. This is the outside. This is the top. That goes essentially over top your belly button. Really, it's a little bit below. So what I do is I pass both arms right behind me. Now when I do this, one side goes slightly before the other. And notice how I'm passing this underneath. This layer will continue to wrap over top. And then now we're at that same position we started at before. Top layer wraps around just as before. Adjust. This is where you decide how tight the belt is going to be around your waist. If you like it loose, have it loose. If you like it tight, can't breathe, have it tight. Okay? When you look, top layer just a tiny little bit longer than the bottom. This will flip over, cross over top, complete, your square knot. Okay, there we go. Once again. Find the middle, place over top your belly button, wrap. Right side kind of goes before the other. I use my thumb here. Slide it through. This is underneath. This comes over top. And then I complete my knot, just as I did before. Okay. A mistake I see is this. Find the center, and then I just do this. When I complete my knot. Problem is this crisscross here. Okay? It doesn't look as nice. Shows lack of caring on your part. May represent your instructor poorly. But also, particularly on a newer belt, when you are doing groundwork and you lay on this, it's not very comfortable. Okay? So, instead, when I do that, pass one first, then the other, and I keep it flat. Then I pass it through, and I complete my knot. Last time, find the center. Know where top and bottom and inside and outside are. Pass through, bring this around, cross, wrap around, center as needed. Notice this is very flat. Looks like one continuous loop. Top side is just a hair longer than the other. Flip the bottom side over, cross over top, pass through, pull your knot. There it is. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments or ask in class. Class? Thank you.